that umbrella.
Yeah, yeah. So how was your week?
I had a great oh, I did. I had a great weekend
Mm-hmm.
rather. The week was pretty good. Halloween was like, it started off cool, and I did want to say, just give a my big condolence to and I'm looking at different cameras, y'all. That's why if I'm not focused.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to give like a big condolence to baby Montreal. Well, he's not a baby. He was like I think 13, 14,
Mm-hmm.
15. I'm not exactly sure of his age, but he had gotten shot on Halloween,
Mm.
and we was actually going to have his dad, Montreal moves on because he's a comedian.
Okay.
We were going to have him on our show or whatever, but yeah, his son got shot on Halloween, and like that was just very, very, very heartbreaking. So I just wanted to send out my love, my prayers, my condolence to him, his family, and just all of y'all. Just y'all gotta stay strong and stay prayed up because the city that we lived in is really fucked up. Excuse
Yeah.
my language, is really fucked up, and it's like they taking our kids away, taking their innocence
Yeah.
away. It's
Yeah.
just it's making it's just bad. It's bad here.
Yeah.
And other than that, this weekend I had a great weekend. My
Yeah. Great
Friday
one.
was off the chain. It was nice. I had a nice
uh,
weekend. That's all I'm gonna say. I had a really nice weekend. How was yours?
well, it was like up and down, and I'm glad that we is talking about like the mental health things because I see like how a lot is like really with me. You know what I'm saying? I really want to talk to a therapist. I really want to get some help, and you know what I'm saying because I'm just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it's like I lived so long with these issues, and I never really got no help for 'em. And they
Right.
now they starting to get to be like a hindrance, and I think that's probably why I won't do a lot of stuff because I watched that clip today, and a lot of them symptoms I can
You
identify
can
with
relate
myself,
with, yeah.
especially not completing tasks, like
A-
just letting shit go, and what I'm saying, just not having enough energy, not to do nothing, what I'm saying, and just letting little shit just get me,
It
what I'm
takes
saying,
control
and
of your
take
life.
control of me,
It
what I'm saying.
does.
So what I'm saying, so it's like I really think I need to what I'm saying, get a hold on it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really been properly taking care of myself.
And I've
You
been
know.
telling you a lot too, like, because we talk a lot. And I think for me, like you said too, that's therapy because I don't have a lot of people that I talk to and people that you can really vent to and
Mhm.
that's going to give you that honest opinion and different things. And I think therapy would be really good and really
Mhm.
helpful for you. I think it'll be really helpful. People have that stigma, and us in the black community, we are brought up to believe that therapy makes you, you crazy or something's
Yeah,
wrong
or
with
or
you
you weak.
or
You
you're
know what I'm saying?
weak
You know what
or
I'm saying?
you're weak, and
You're
it's
weak.
not.
You know what
You're
I'm saying?
not. It's very, very helpful, and I think that would be really good for you. I
Yeah, and
really do.
I really do. I think, what I'm saying, like my anxieties and all that, man, it's just like a lot. You know what I'm saying? The depression, you know what I'm saying? And, just not being sure about myself period day by day, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's just a emotional roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that, I need, what I'm saying, like we was talking before here, it's probably something that during my childhood or growing up, something traumatized me or something got me to this state. And I really don't know what it is. And I really need to, what I'm saying, get a hold on it. You know what I'm saying? And really, what I'm saying, get to the bottom
And
of it.
that's something that I feel like hairs in my eyes.
Yeah.
It feels, and that's something that therapy really do. It will pull it out you. It'll
Yeah.
be something that happened 4 or 5, 20. I say 4 or 5. Be
Mm.
something that happened like 30, 40 years ago
Yeah.
that you just don't know, and maybe something that could be something traumatic that you've experienced, or just
Mm.
something in your life that you've experienced and that
Experience,
you've
yeah.
like you pushed it to the back,
Yeah,
like
push it
kind
to
of
the
sort of,
back.
but it's
Yeah.
still kind of
Still there.
like
Yeah.
hindering at you. It's still
Yeah.
affecting you. And I feel like we all go through so much. We
Yeah.
go through so much in life just dealing with everyday life. Everyday
Mm.
life is just stressful.
And really, what brought it out is like, my son, he has, issues and behavior issues and stuff like that. And it's like, I understand not to put labels, put labels on kids and everything, but a
But
lot
that's
of
what we're
the,
taught to do, and that's
yeah,
what we know.
and a lot of the issues and a lot of the things he do, it was like, I'm looking at him like, yo, what is wrong? You know what I'm saying? What is wrong with you? What are
Right.
you, not
Right.
realizing that I suffer from the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a
Right.
lot of that stuff was
Right.
like hereditary passed on through him through me. But
Mm.
by me not really recognizing and know what it is, I just live day by life. Oh, I'm just having a problem. Not looking at it as a mental health issue or
Right.
something that need to be, worked on that can be helped. You know what I'm saying? That I don't have to act like that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it wasn't until I really like looked at him to realize that
Because it's like a mirror.
I had the same thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But growing up, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't, we wasn't diagnosed and diagnosed kids, you know what I'm saying, with this and
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 so
all that.
back in the day too, it was like that. What like we were talking about before. It's putting the kids in DEC and
Yeah.
putting them in stuff like
Yeah.
that, and like
Yeah.
we labeling our children,
Yeah.
and us being younger adults back then. Anyway,
Mm.
we don't know, so we only know what
Yeah.
these people are telling us. And like you
Mm.
said, children get put in DEC. Children are being labeled and classified where they tend to start to believe that, and you grow up believing that, because if you look at back, I don't know if they still have DEC in
Mm.
school now. I don't know if that's the same as, well, no, because IEP is the test that they give them,
Yeah, the
but I
IEP,
don't
yeah.
know if they put them in. So like, I guess a child that, I guess if you give them the IEP test and I guess they fail or whatever the case may be, because I don't really know much about that.
Yeah.
But I guess if you give them the test and they whatever don't fit with, I guess, the natural or
The
regular
curriculum, yeah,
children,
the curriculum,
as they
yeah.
call it, or
Yeah.
the curriculum.
Yeah.
I don't know if nowadays they still put them in DEC, but if you think about back in the day when we were in school and they had DEC, you look at those children, and if I've seen some of those kids like nowadays,
Mm.
and like you were saying, you start to believe that some of those people are still like mentally kind of screwed, when in all actuality they probably wasn't really fucked up. They probably just really needed more help, more
Yeah.
attention. It's
Yeah.
not that they're stupid or they're
Nothing
dumb
like that,
or
yeah.
anything. They just need more help, and I really think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's like if you know what it is and learn to work on it, you know because I think everything they want to give kids all them drugs, you know what I'm saying?
And that's
With
another thing, the substance abuse.
some of them it might be the solution, but drugs for mental health I think ain't the solution for everything, for every part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I don't think you need to drug everything. I think it's some type of exercises or some type of way that you will learn how to, to de-escalate issues or something like that. Like even meditation, you know what I'm saying,
Meditation is great.
meditation can
Meditation is
escalate, you know what I'm
great.
saying? And I've been like listening to that lately and like the breathing techniques.
It's
You know what I'm saying? And that have like helped me to diffuse situations, what I'm saying, that could have been escalated into some dumb shit by just breathing, just taking my mind and just like, what I'm saying, really just, learning these triggers that can, set these different behaviors off, learning to recognize them and learning how to escalate them, what I'm saying, to, what I'm saying, the memo,
eh,
you know what I mean?
and see, I think it's all a mind thing too. That's what it is,
True.
a mind thing.
True.
And I think like too, into like with anxiety for me, it was like, yo, it's just all in your mind.
Yeah.
Like it's all in your mind,
Yeah.
but everyday life is like stress. Stuff be weighing on you
So
so much.
much.
Just with
Yeah.
you got bills, you got relationship problems, you got work that you dealing with, you got friendship. It's so many parts of our life that's just be so stressful, and it's weighing
Stressful.
on you, and then
Yeah.
it's like, I just really feel like that's the reason why too there's so much crime in our city, because people are really fucked up. Like we all, and I'm saying myself, like we all, I know that we all are dealing with some form of mental illness.
Yeah.
And even if it's not right now, I'm sure in some part of your lives, y'all have dealt with some type of depression, anxiety,
Yeah.
panic attacks. And it's like we run into people, like, you know how sometimes when you might have moods or whatever, and like just for say, we run into people that we may not even know, or people in the street, and you be like, well, what the, people just have attitudes, and you never know what that person
behind
is
it, you know what I'm
really
saying?
going through. So sometimes we gotta take a step back and like either just ignore it. Sometimes it may be hard, but just because you never really know.
Yeah.
Like you really never know what that person had to wake up to this morning,
yeah.
what they went through. Maybe they ain't eat. Maybe they slept. Like you just never, you never really know.
You never know. You never know.
And it's like people hide so much. Like I've talked to, and I'm not trying to put nobody's business out there because I'm not going to say no names. And a lot of people confide in me. A lot of people confide in me as well. But, I've had several people come to me like within the past week just telling me how they've been wanting to commit suicide, or it's crossed their mind, and like they really gone.
Yeah.
Not only are they dealing with their own issues, they're dealing with their kids' issues, and just stress, just the stress of life, and people really wanting to kill themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like we all need to just talk about it. We all,
Yeah.
because I've been through that where I want to just give up, where I felt like death was the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine told me she felt like the other day death was her peace. She felt like that's what she had to do for peace. Like, and that broke me down. Like, I cried. Like, damn, that is like, we fucked up out here mentally, and we gotta get help, y'all. Like, we gotta talk about it.
And the thing that gets me with a lot of stuff is like, you gotta realize that what you going through, somebody else is going through 10 times worse than that. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying, somebody's situation is worse than y'all. That's why, like, I feel what you're saying is real. It's mental. You know what I'm saying? It's really in your mind, and it's amazing to me that something that's a part of you that can be so dangerous to you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have control over it, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, have some type of, you know what I'm saying, dealings with it. You know what I'm saying?
Just like it makes me think about, the thing with me being sick so much off and on little stuff. And it's in my mind. And it's like, why am I going to the hospital and they're telling me ain't nothing wrong? They're giving me all these tests.
Because they don't really know.
They checking for this, but it could be really nothing wrong. It could be a mind thing. So? Like, no, I know. No. So I had a friend, another example, Suge's sister, Siobhan, if you're watching, because she's normally.
But what they call that, Dad, what they call that when people like with illness, that thing, I forgot.
What, the thing that something's wrong and it's not?
Yeah, hypochondriac.
Well, not even, I guess maybe I'm saying it in the wrong way, but like, how I guess stress, being stressed out, it brings on, like, stress really make you sick. It really makes you sick, but in all actuality, it's nothing really wrong with me. They taking these tests. I'm having neck pains and back pains and chest pains, and they taking all these tests, and it's, Rolanda, nothing's wrong. You're clean and clear. It's nothing wrong. And it's like, and so I was talking to, her the other day, it was like, damn, I had to take a step back. Like, it probably is. And like I was telling you too, somebody said, it's like when you go home, because my kids do stress me out, y'all. Being honest, is like, they stress me out. So it's like, until she said to me, it's probably your home, because it seemed like every time you go home, that's when you start feeling sick. And it's like, the mind, I'm sorry, y'all, for keep saying and I'm trying to get that out my vocabulary. I hate it. But it's like that. The mind, it really is. It's powerful. It's a powerful thing.
That's why I say it's amazing how something that's a part of you can be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? What I know, I heard something that said, don't let your mind oversee your thoughts.
Something, yeah.
Because your mind could talk you out of, you can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I just want to just give a little shout out to everybody that's on the line. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Superstar Suge.
Hey, Suge.
My man Vietnam checked us out. What's up, Vietnam? Congratulations on your marriage.
Congrats.
Newlywed. Shout out to Sean Wilson, Rock the Box.
Hey, Rock Box.
My girl Nikki. Nikki, I want to plate Nikki.
Nikki Snakes. Look, Nikki Snakes.
Nikki
Snakes. I told him, how to cook. What you got cooking over there, girl?
Stephen Copeland. What's up, fam?
Hey, Steph.
My man, and this guy right here, man, he mean a lot to us, man. He been like, with us for a minute for the GGI moment and everything.
Oh.
My man, last born child.
Hey.
My man, child. And we had this same talk about mental health issues and stuff like that. Man, last born, and he was talking about as far as like how he had to get, help and therapy and stuff and everything about it. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, I was going through something. And you wouldn't never think that because of how his demeanor and how he is as a person, but he was going through something, and he was like, DEC of today in Baltimore, self-contained or pride, which is for people with social, emotional disabilities. You know what I'm saying? Suge said the mind is powerful, and then she was talking about stress. Then also, too, he said, today they have what's called, in conclusion, that makes it so kids with disabilities with disabilities are not discriminated against.
Wait a minute, could you say that one more time?
He said, I hope I'm reading it right. He said, today they have what's called inclusion, that makes it so kids with disabilities, I guess it's with disabilities, and I guess without disabilities are not discriminated against.
Okay. Yeah. And what are those inclusions, though?
I guess that's the name of the program. I hope I'm saying it right.
What's his name?
all mad.
What's
Oh yeah,
that?
and last morning, call in if you can and
Yeah, what's that you
explain
talking
what
about?
we were talking
Yeah.
about. And then he said the lack of exercise and unhealthy diet can have an
We was
effect
talking about that.
for mental health. You
We
know what
was
I'm saying?
talking
You know
about
what I'm
that.
saying?
It's about what you eat too plays a big part
Yeah, you
in
saying
your
that. You
mind.
said that a whole
Yo,
lot.
it
You
plays a big part in that. And shout out to Atiba McIntosh because he was the one who like try to really educate me on that stuff. It really what you eat plays a really big
really
part
part,
in how
yeah.
your brain is functioning and
Yeah.
what you're thinking about. And two, families, just the whole stress of everyday life. People don't know the things that you're going through. I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Something I was doing a research on about just with the depression and stress and
Uh-huh.
mental illness. They say a lot of that can come from too in your family. Something I was watching
Yeah.
last night. Like, and just speaking on my own personal experiences, we all I feel like are harboring feelings. Like we
True.
all are harboring feelings and it may be about one another or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And that stuff really and I can speak for myself, that shit fucks with me. Like it got to a point where I'm telling I used to cry. Like I sit, I'm alone now and I would cry like in my own little space, my own little time, or I might be even in the shower and I'm crying because I love my siblings. Like no matter what, I love my siblings. I love my mother. We're all we got. We're all
Oh,
we have. And
oh,
that shit really affects you.
oh, he was saying in conclusion is so kids with disabilities are not discriminated against. That's what he said.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? That's
Okay.
I guess the thing. But hey, last one, if you wouldn't mind, just call in. You know what I'm saying? We touch on like little different things because like I was saying that we had this talk about this before. You know what I'm saying about dealing with different issues and like I'm really like saying it now my day by day actions that I have a mental disability. You know what I'm saying? And it's like and even health because I'm sitting around here my fucking teeth hurt like a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
And
he
I'm
don't
going,
want to know that he
you know what
too
I'm saying?
is getting a little old. You
Yeah,
not crazy.
and I'm going to take care of that tomorrow. But it's like what we watched the Breakfast Club with Taji P Henson, and
Uh-huh.
when she was saying like with mental health, you gotta realize you take care of your heart, you take care of everything else, but then you don't take care of your mind.
Shout out to
You know what I'm saying?
Rodney.
And your brain is a part of you. You know what I'm saying? Is it considered an organ? Or
It's
is it
true.
considered what is the brain? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What is the brain? You know what I'm saying? What is it?
It's the
You
brain.
know what I'm saying?
It's
But
a
it's a
brain.
part of
But
you, you know
no,
what I'm saying?
no.
And it's
Right.
like what you said, we don't look at like working with that. You know what I'm saying? The first thing when they say mental health is like, oh, that's
You
a
know
problem. You know
you
what
know
I'm saying?
what? You know what's the problem? We have to start loving ourselves. We have
Yeah.
to start putting ourselves first. Everybody always talking about for women. Women need to know their self worth. Men as well need to know your self worth. And not to go too much off topic because I'm gonna go back, but like men that's out here sleeping around and doing this and that.
Everything.
Y'all worthy too. Just like we have precious
Oh
jewels,
yeah.
y'all have
Yeah.
precious jewels as well too. So apparently, there's a lot of men out here that don't know their self worth,
Self-worth.
their
You know what I'm
self
saying?
worthiness as well, because y'all out here doing a lot of crazy stuff. It might make the woman look like a freak or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be, but
Yeah.
that it makes you look like that too. Something is wrong with you, and you're dealing with something as well behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But to go back to what I was saying, I was about to say something important, y'all. What was I starting off to say? Oh, loving yourself. We
Yeah.
have to, y'all. It's time to be selfish. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, we have to be selfish and we have to set boundaries. And I feel like I've been doing really, really good with doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the past week. And it takes, we got to start from somewhere. So I'm saying the past week, but just sticking to my boundaries and doing what makes me happy, doing not what somebody else want to do, but doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
Not allowing people to take advantage of me. Just sticking to my guns, just whole fully, just with everything. I'm just making it about me. It's about me and what I want. If I want to do this, that, and the third, but I'm such and such might want me to do that, I'm gonna do what it is I want to do.
Yeah.
Not what him, her, and the third want to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm just really trying to learn how to love myself and put me first and be selfish. And I think if we do that, honestly, I'm telling you, if we do that, I think that would play a big part in mental illness, just with
Yeah.
being depressed. Because if we loved ourselves, we wouldn't allow certain things to happen in
Yeah.
our lives. We wouldn't
Yeah.
accept certain things, and I don't know.
I think the biggest thing is to identify the things because for real, I grew up and I just really recently knew what the fuck anxiety is.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up all that time suffering from all these different things and didn't even know what was going on with
And
me.
information
You
is
know what I'm saying? And
important because a
information,
lot of
yeah,
people
it's
don't
important. And
know.
then, far as me too, it's like I had that stigma. It's like when like somebody that had real severe mental health issues, you would look at them as being a weak person, or they was the oddball person. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
they was crazy.
Yeah, they was crazy. But the thing
Seriously.
about it though was that people with mental health issues is nothing really their ability because they could be they smart and do things that you probably
Let's
can't
say
even do.
because we
You know what
all
I'm saying?
have mental illness.
Mental
We all
illness.
have some form of bipolar.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But what you would look at these people and like just because they had that illness, like they was weak or whatever. Some of them was the most smartest mom, you know what I'm
Geniuses.
saying? You could do shit that you
Geniuses.
couldn't do, you know what I'm saying? And athletic, I done played against, dudes that like off the court, they was you couldn't even have a conversation with them, but they had basketball in common, and they could play
Geniuses.
basketball good as shit.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
And once off the court, it's a different story.
I'm
But on the
telling you,
basketball
and I
court, yeah,
swear,
man.
like a conversation you and I had about that too, just about the kids that they're putting in DEC. And who's to say that this other way is so right and so perfect? Like,
Yeah, true.
yo, these kids are not, they just need help. They need more help.
Need more help,
They need
man.
a little bit more focus and a little bit more guidance. But if you put them, like you said, with on the court, I guarantee you give these kids that they may consider or classify ADHD or ADD, you give them some other type of task, or I bet you they can outsmart us in anything. Like they can probably build a computer, take it apart, put it back together. Like it's something. And I really think it takes the right. It's going to take something because these doctors, like you said, they putting. It's all about the medicine.
Yeah.
It's all about the medicine. It's all about the money. That y'all need to definitely get out and go vote on Tuesday, November 6th.
Go out and vote.
Seriously,
Yeah, go out and vote.
Because go here, Rome.
Oh no. I was gonna say we was gonna go into the little short clip.
We want to show y'all this little clip to y'all. It's like 5 minutes, but really listen to it, y'all. Ron, I'm going to put it up. Please, y'all, really listen to it. And y'all can call up and tell us what y'all think about it because it's very informative. Very informative. And tell us if y'all think y'all have some form of mental illness after seeing this or listening to this clip. It's 5 minutes. Just listen to it, y'all, and we'll be right back.
In this video, we will highlight some of the signs and behaviours associated with mental health conditions. Knowing these signs may help you, your friends and family, or work colleagues break through the stigma surrounding mental health and start a discussion. Statistics have shown that 1 in 4 people will suffer with a mental ill health issue in any given year. This can be as high as 1 in 2 adults who are in debt. Over the past 25 years, anxiety and depression in teenagers has risen by 70%. Mental ill health covers a wide spectrum, from the worries and grief that we all experience, to severe depression or complete loss of touch with reality. Anxiety. We all experience levels of stress and anxiety, whether work pressures or family related. However, for some people, the feelings of anxiety can be prolonged and extreme, making it difficult to carry out simple, everyday tasks and can even cause panic attacks. Common signs to look out for when dealing with an anxious person include reduced concentration and memory, difficulty making decisions, become irritable and angry, and avoid certain situations. Depression. As with anxiety, most of us will experience ups and downs in our lives and during difficult times. If the low mood doesn't improve or go away, this can be a sign of depression. Someone suffering from depression can feel sad, anxious, guilty, angry, helpless, and hopeless. They may also have low self-esteem and a tendency to believe that others only see them in a negative light. Other signs to look out for are self-criticism and blame, impaired memory and concentration, neglecting responsibilities, and loss of interest in appearance and personal hygiene. Bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is a severe mood disorder and causes unusual fluctuations in a person's mood. People with this condition can find it hard to maintain relationships and jobs due to their extreme moods. They may lack focus or be unwilling to concentrate on what to you seems to be an important issue. People with bipolar disorder can be full of energy and talking very quickly, easily distracted, going off on unrelated tangents, lacking in energy, or feel sad, pessimistic, and hopeless. Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a widely misunderstood and feared mental illness. People who suffer from schizophrenia do not have dual personalities, but are rather split from reality and may have delusions about themselves or others. These symptoms can have a major impact on the ability to hold down jobs, maintain relationships, and many other aspects of everyday life. People with schizophrenia may appear distracted by things that to you doesn't seem apparent. For instance, they may start paying attention to another unheard voice, or even have a conversation with someone who isn't present. This can result in them finding it difficult holding a conversation while they are distracted with other thoughts. Obsessive-compulsive disorder. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, known as OCD, can be a very disabling condition. Feelings of anxiety are combined with obsessive and unwelcome thoughts that lead to compulsive behaviours. A common obsession is a thought that dirt and germs have contaminated them and find themselves needing to wash hands frequently to feel clean. Compulsions are repeated activities that a sufferer feels compelled to carry out, such as constantly checking that a door is locked. These can be challenging for a person when dealing with routine tasks and managing relationships. Other common obsessions that you might notice are repeating actions and becoming anxious if they are unable to do so, fixating on a number, washing and cleaning ritually. If you think you or someone you know has a mental health condition, you are not alone. Wiltshire Mind is a local charity offering 3 main areas of support for mental ill health: You in Mind peer support groups, counselling, and telephone service. Details can be found at wiltshiremind.co.uk. In this video, we will highlight
Yeah, we back. We back.
That's real, y'all. That's real. So what y'all think about that? Like, so do any of y'all think that's watching y'all think y'all fall under that? Or like looking at that, I'm depressed. I want some real life shit. And people think, oh, money makes you happy. Yo, a person can be a billionaire. Most of them are the ones that's killing themselves, suicidal, seriously. And it's like just everyday life. Listening to that, I'm depressed. I'm going through depression. I'm depressed. Like, and it's not even funny. It's not funny.
Sean Wilson said, the brain is the engine that runs and controls everything with the body. Keep up on what you feed your brain and your health shall follow. Suge said, well, ADHD kids are definitely above average. Most of them are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we having a caller.
We have a caller, y'all. Give us a second.
What's good? What's good, fam?
Thanks for calling Bmore Open Podcast.
Hey, what's happening, y'all?
Hey, what's up, last born? How you been?
Oh, man, I can't complain about nothing. I'm good, chilling.
Yeah, I was surprised when I seen you tuned in, and I remember that we had this discussion, like, you know what I'm saying, a couple years ago, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And we was talking about how mental health, how it affects you, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, stops your ability really to do things, your everyday life things.
Yes, I have what's called major depressive disorder.
And what exactly is that?
It's a form of depression where like Jerome was saying, you can see somebody and you can't tell if they're dealing with something.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have a series of events that you are dealing with, and then eventually your body has a reaction to it, a chemical reaction from the stress and from anxiety and from depression, juggling back and forth.
So when you say, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, when you say chemical reaction, so do you mean like what, get sick or something, or like what type of reaction, or you mean just
You
act
become
out?
real low energy.
Okay.
Your energy is real low. You can't function properly. It's real hard to make decisions.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like I had episodes before where it might take me 7 to 8 hours to get up and get dressed.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just to make my mind up on what I'm going to put on, get up out the bed, take a shower, the whole process.
Yeah, I go through the same thing.
And I sound like I go through that.
I go through the same
honestly.
thing. I get up and it's like I'm confused as shit. You know what I'm saying? So what I try to do is I try to make a plan of what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So when you know what I'm saying, I try.
You gotta have plans. You gotta have a multiple plans.
Multiple plans for everything. It's like everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you gotta execute that plan. You know what I'm saying? Because if you put it up to yourself to just do it, you're not gonna do it.
Nah, I mean, and then you gotta have a support system, depending on what your condition is. You know, some people might be able to handle conditions and not need a lot of help, but like what I have, you know, it was at one point I had an episode one time where I couldn't leave the house for 13 days.
Oh, wow.
You know, so everything is shut down until this chemical get balanced back, you know. And then like when it start to fade, you'll feel it, and you can feel the slightest little bit of energy, and as you feel that little bit of energy, you get back into your routine.
And you feel like you're going back to your normal self, right? Yeah, I swear I feel like I may need to get checked out for. And what's the name of it again?
Well, what I have is called major depressive disorder.
Major depressive disorder, because I hope y'all can hear him, because I swear I feel like a lot of those things that you're saying, all of those things that you're saying, and those signs and how you act and how just when you can it's like you just touched on when you just was like that little feeling. Sometimes when it's like I guess your body getting back on that chemical balance, you just feel like you can just feel it. You can feel you're going back to yourself, like you start feeling normal again.
But like one of the things about getting back to yourself, like I've been dealing with this for 21 years.
Wow.
So it's like you have, like Jerome was saying, what you have in you, you have what's in you that can help balance it as well.
Yeah.
And that's called endorphin.
Right.
You gotta
okay.
release your body. Got to be releasing endorphin. That's what makes you feel good.
So
you know. So
what are some
what
things
I've done with my life is start exercising more.
There you go. Okay. Answer my question. Okay.
Yeah.
And change what I eat.
He's major. He's major on far as his diet since I've been knowing Last Born. Last Born and changed his whole diet and everything. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much the same thing that I do, like far as working, and only convenient stuff to eat is a bunch of garbage around you in your area. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, I've been telling you, and that's what they want us to do, though. That's how it's set up. But can I ask him a question real quick? So you said you've been dealing with this for like 21 years or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how old you are, but so what was it that I guess, or what was it that, how were you diagnosed, or what happened, or if you don't mind getting into it, was it something specific that happened where your parents took you, like, you know, to the doctors or whatever?
Well, my first introduction to any kind of depression or mental health or anything, I was in college.
Okay.
And so I was a senior, but I ran into so many different issues in my senior year that I was thinking I'm handling them, and it was stuff that was out of my control.
Okay.
And then so I started getting news that that fell through, that ain't gonna work, you ain't gonna be able to do this, and it was like my whole world was crashing. You know, I had my own business in college. I had a few things going for me, and in like a series of about 3 months, all that got turned around.
Wow.
Oh,
I know the feeling.
And I had an episode where I, barricaded the door. I tried to kill myself. You know,
wow.
It was like it ain't nothing left to live for.
Wow.
You know, at the moment I didn't have any family to turn to, And so that's when I got checked into the psychiatric ward for the first time.
And what made you go there? You just got to that breaking point where you felt like
it
I
was
gotta
forced.
go.
I was taken by force.
Wow.
Yeah, they took me in by force, and I spent the night in the psychiatric ward. I started going to counseling, and about 3 years later, I had another episode.
Okay.
And it wasn't an episode. It was more or less my family was concerned, and they wasn't in tune with the condition, so they checked me in.
Okay.
And it was like, I could have went without having that episode. I could have went without getting checked in that time.
Right.
But I still eventually had to get checked in like 5 more times.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a matter of knowing who you are. You gotta know yourself.
Yep.
That's
you saying
right.
that, bro. You
That's
saying
right.
that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the main thing to really be focused on is the energy that you absorb.
I swear you're so right about that, and I swear that's what I've been. No lie, and I'll say within this, I've just been saying this past week is just what I've been just trying to change and focus more on myself. And like you said, with that energy, I'm trying to remove because of certain things, certain people. And I've talked to you about this, Rome. Certain people that you can go around and they just drains that. They just bring this certain type of negative energy, or they just drain you and exhaust you mentally, physically.
Yeah, and you can't spend time around that people.
Okay.
You just can't.
Okay.
It's just not meant to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you come to that realization, you gotta stay away from that. It's like if you know it ain't good for you, why go do it?
Why do
True.
it? And you're so right. And
True.
and it's as crazy as it sounds, we do it. You know what I mean? We do it, especially when it's loved ones, it's close. People, we do it. And it's like, I was telling a girlfriend yesterday, like, I've been so scared. You know how they say, ask God to remove certain people out your life that's not good for you, or certain people that don't mean well. And I'm like, I've been scared to do that because I feel like, that's going to be the just of the people around me, as crazy as that sound. But I don't know. I need to work on me.
I can tell you,
I need to work on me.
I have issues in my family where I had to stop going certain places.
Right.
And I noticed when I stopped going those places, my stress level went down. My depression went down. My anxiety went down.
Right. Right.
So it's like I picked up on them as being triggers. So it's like if they're a trigger for me, then I just don't need to have no dealings with them.
And that's
it's
what I'm fighting
unfortunate,
with.
But at the same time, the energy that they're giving off is not good for me to receive.
Right. And that's what I'm fighting with. But I hear you.
Thanks for calling in, last born. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no doubt about it, bro.
Because it's like crazy, like, when I seen you on the line and I'm like, yo, I remember that talk that we had, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. About, about the mental health.
It's something that I'm finally getting to a point of understanding that I didn't have for so long.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm at the same thing. And I can say this, you the first person that like openly ever talked to me about mental health. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like we said, they, manning with that macho thing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're
it's a weakness or nothing.
About it.
And
like
him opening it up to me.
This is why I talk about it.
Him opening up to me.
I talk about it so I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
Because can't nobody tell it like I can tell it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I like that.
Going on misinformation, going on stigma, judgment, and a lot of times they don't know what they're talking about. So if it's somebody going to tell it, it's going to be me.
Yeah. Yeah. But you helped me, like, to realize that was one of the things, too, you know what I'm saying, by him being openly talking about mental health, had me realize, like, yo, it's something, you know what I'm saying, with you. Right. And then I told you what my son, what he's going through. And I'm like, yo, it's a mirror of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, saying what's wrong with him and it's what's wrong with me.
I went to a doctor one time, and the doctor was telling me, what's the young lady right here? She said something about they tell you it's all in your mind.
Yeah, Rolanda. Yeah.
So the one time the doctor was telling me something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it was about me getting a slip for work. And I was like, if I was having something, if I had sickle cell and I had something going on with my sickle cell, would you tell me it's all in my mind? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
It's a condition of the body. The brain is an organ in your body. Okay. And every part of your body has deficiencies or disabilities.
Right.
You can have something going on in any part of your body. So for somebody to tell you your brain, it's something wrong, it can't be nothing wrong with your brain, or they're going on a misguided or misinformed assessment. You can't separate diseases and disorders and stuff.
Right.
This is what's going on in my body, and it's in my brain. It's not in my heart. It's not in my lungs. Not in my liver or kidneys.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And people don't understand that, and it's hard for people to accept it when you tell them.
That's it. That's it right there, and that's one of the problems, though. I feel like that's one of the problems because a lot of people, and mainly men, don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
They don't want to
Yeah.
accept it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about it, and I really, really appreciate and hope that you calling up and talking about it really help somebody out,
Yeah,
maybe
somebody
a
out there
listener
listening,
that's
right.
listening, another man or that may be going through something. I really hope that you speaking out really help somebody out because it definitely helped me out, and you definitely gave me some information to some things that I didn't know. And I'm really just working on me, and I think that's the main thing. We really got to start working on ourselves first.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I did, I stopped taking invitations to places I got invited the day of.
Okay.
That will raise my anxiety because I'll be scrambling and thinking, oh, I need to get over here real fast.
Oh, my God.
And it's not planning,
That's it.
I need to do planning. So,
I
that's
think
just one
that's
thing I did.
an organization, but and along with planning, organization, like being organized and trying to be as organized as much. I think that helps a lot. I think that helps a big lot too because I feel like I'm like you said, scrambling. I feel like I do that every day with just everything. I'm scrambling every day.
Is your room neat?
Yes. But everything thrown in a drawer is not neat.
Well, I mean, like,
but I'm a cleaner freak. Like I have to make
your living space
like
is
I
a
have,
representation of what's going on in your head.
But see, like, right, okay, so like I have to make up my bed, even before I get in it. So like it's clean for the most part. I'm 99.9% clean. I'm I'll say it's clean. I'm clean. I'm good. But like I said, my drawers and my dresser drawers and stuff, they are being so honest. It's unorganized. I have stuff everywhere. And my panty and bra drawers, I might got like you might find anything in it. Like I have stuff all over the place, and I've been begging for somebody to come help me to get organized, because I am dealing with a little situation with my, I have blurred vision. For some people that don't know me personally, don't really know that. And I get into that another day when we're going to do my interview on me. But so, with certain things I need a little bit of help with, and I don't have that help. So sometimes when I do my laundry, I will get frustrated. I just throw everything. I might throw a pile of this in that drawer, a pile of that, and this drawer. And then that next morning when I'm waking up and it's time for me to get up to go, I have this interview, I have this business meeting, or I'm stressed out. Yeah, and I'm stressed. I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Stressed.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
So, you should do a purge.
Say that again.
You should do a purge.
How do I do that?
You just start in one corner of your room,
okay,
or one piece of furniture, and make that orderly and neat. And then move over space by space until you get rid of what you don't use.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
My word.
Use your space. Have your space only occupied by what you're going to use.
Okay. Okay. My word to myself and to you, because I only got to give this word to myself. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start with one small section at a time, and I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Inches is a cent, your yard is hard.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling in, Lance Born. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you helped me realize with that. Like I said, you was the first person, man anyway, to openly talk about, mental health, and made me realize, that, I'm suffering from some things too. And now it's to the point that I really gotta, get some help, because this organization that you just spoke about, that's me. Right now, I can show you my shit is disorganized, like I don't know what, and like you said, it is a reflection on what's going inside of me. It's unorganized.
I'm gonna give you one last word. I'm gonna give y'all one last word.
Okay.
You don't suffer with it. You live with it.
Okay.
If you suffer, then that gives it the upper hand.
The upper hand, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You live with it.
You live with
living
it.
With you.
Yeah. You're right, because
I like
you gotta
that.
live with some people that you don't want to.
I
So you know
live.
what I'm saying.
I
So
like
you
that.
don't really want to live with
But
this, but you
and it's
gotta
like you
learn.
don't allow it, to affect you
Affect
like
you.
where as though you're suffering. Like I
Yeah.
like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
like
last
that.
born. Thank you for calling in, fam. Always love, man. I
Thank you
appreciate you.
so much, and thank you for your support.
Oh, no doubt. All right, y'all.
All
All right.
I'm
right.
still listening.
All
Okay.
right.
And call back up if you got anything else to say to anything else we talking about. I appreciate you.
For sure.
All right.
Dag, that was really helpful.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was very
Yeah.
helpful.
But like I said, he
Very.
was the first person that really, like, far as like, you know, what I'm saying, a man. You know, what I'm saying, men talking about mental health. You know, what I'm saying, and
Right.
he came out and like,
Right.
you know, this is what I'm suffering from and stuff like that, and it like kind of got me like, oh, for real. And then it made me realize what was going on with me, and it felt good to open up to somebody.
To have
You know, what I'm saying.
somebody
So we
else,
talked about, you know,
right.
what I'm saying, the similarities. You know, what I'm saying, about what's going on, and then I just seen how he just changed everything. He lost a lot of weight. He changed his eating, his diet,
Right.
and everything.
And
You know what
probably
I'm saying?
feeling really good right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, you know, to see him on the line, I'm like, yeah, most definitely call in because, you know what I'm saying, because this topic, I remember, man, him had, and we was talking about it, and he, you know what I'm saying, shed a lot of light on it.
It's very. He gave us he dropped a lot of gems. And something else that I took from what he said that I think is very important. I think having a great support system is major. That's major because as much as we all
Yeah.
try to play that role, like we
Yeah.
don't need anybody and we can do it all by ourselves, everybody needs somebody. Like we
Somebody.
need
Yeah.
somebody.
We
We
need
need that support
somebody,
system
man.
is very important. Our
Mm.
children need that support system. Like because like what me and Ron was talking about too, and what we learned just doing a research on a mental illness, like a lot of the stuff do come from us, your childhood. A lot of stuff that you
Yeah.
don't know affects you in your childhood is affecting us in our adulthood. And a lot of the things that we're doing now and going through as well, we're putting that on our children and it is affecting them. So it's like once they get older too, it's like a repeated chain.
Yeah.
And it's like we got to be supportive, y'all. As much as they might get on our nerves,
Yeah.
and they're going through something too. They're dealing with
Mm.
stuff too. Like just imagine how the stuff that we going through, how stress, like what they gotta go
Go
through.
through, yeah.
Like
As a,
with the
yeah.
fame, trying to be this, that,
Yeah.
and the third, trying to
Yeah.
keep up with the Joneses,
Mm-hmm.
trying to, the expectations of making your parents happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not giving them no excuses because
Excuses,
kids do
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right from wrong, but we
Yeah.
gotta understand too, they dealing with a lot.
A lot
And a
too.
lot of these kids out here are really stressed. You got the kids popping these perks, doing these drugs, really killing themselves.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, it made me realize with the stuff that my son was going through and the issues and stuff that, that I had the same similar, stuff.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And like half the times I get frustrated with him or whatever, and I come to realize it's not frustrated with him. It's frustrated with seeing seeing my actions in him.
Yourself, right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
feeling kind of hopeless, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And different stuff. That's when the mental illness start to really eat on you. Like, yo.
But I can say you're a very
No.
ever since I've known you, you're a great father. Like you're
Mhm.
a great father, and you teach your son very well. And I don't think you let him get away with certain things. And I feel like you do good. You do really really good, whether you know it or not. I know that's a part of mental
Yeah,
illness. You beating
yeah,
yourself up,
yeah,
that
yeah,
guilt
yeah,
feeling,
yeah. You
and
know what
all
I'm
of that. But I think you do really good.
But I
You
think
do
if
really
I would
good.
like really get a hold on it and
Mhm.
really learn how to, like last born say, not to suffer by it, but to
Right,
live with it
right,
and really learning,
right.
which I'm trying to.
Accept and
You know what I'm saying?
live.
I will be a better everything, husband, friend,
Mhm.
co-host. You know what I'm saying? Business person, everything.
And
If
see,
I
only
learn how
you would
to,
know that, right?
yeah, if I learn how, and like he said about the different planning stuff, I have noticed that's what I start doing now. Like if I'm laying in the bed or whatever, my next step, like I done already planned little after the show what I'm gonna do. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
good.
Already. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
have to do
good.
this. If I don't,
That's
then
good.
I just will be stagnated. You know what I'm saying? So I have to plan. I have
I'm
to
gonna try
plan
that.
and have to plan stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it just be little stuff. Like if I just gotta pick that up and take that in there and then take this other stuff and all. You know what I'm saying? Just little stuff that I
Right.
make plans for myself to try to, you know what I'm saying, deal. If not, I'll just go somewhere and just sit.
I'm gonna try to no, but I'm gonna try to do that because I do think like just being organized and having things planned is. You know who is a good planner? Suge.
Suge.
Yeah, how you know I was
Superstar
gonna say
Suge.
that? Yeah,
Yeah,
she
superstar
is. She
Suge.
really is. She's a good planner, very organized. And it'd be so funny because we was in Sam's one day, and it was me, her, and her sister. Like I love these girls. They like their whole aura. Her name Pink Aura. That's funny. But it is like her whole aura. Her energy is that positive, just electric. Like I just love her to death. I love both of them. But we was in the market, and Suge just do everything organized and neat and in order. So Weeda was what we call her, her young sister, Pink Aura. She was like, she gonna go on the cart and just scramble everything up, just mix everything up in the cart so Suge can get agitated and frustrated or whatever to get under her skin. But it's just like, you know, it makes life easier and less stressful being organized and planning and even though for a lot of us it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to plan, but I think that's a big
And like
big
what
deal.
Lastborn said, and I never realized that too, like you said, different events, or like you might go somewhere and you waiting the last minute to get all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, you want to go somewhere,
And not
then
even
you
that
rushing,
you feel obligated to
you
go
rushing,
to these places.
You rushing and trying to get this and trying to get that and all that instead
Trying
of
to
just
please everybody.
just declining it because it wasn't really in your plans of
Right.
doing it anyway. You know
Right.
what I'm
And then and we do those things too, Rome, trying to please everybody, trying to be here, there,
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
I gotta make it
exactly.
here.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot. It's too much.
It's too much.
It's
yeah.
too much.
I didn't realize that can bring a lot of stuff on too.
And that's what I'm
until
saying. So
he said it.
that.
Until he said
Until
it. You
he
know what
said
I'm saying?
it.
And
Yep,
I
until he
have
said
been
it.
in that position where, and then I go and then I forget shit that I needed to bring to the
All
thing or
the
whatever.
time.
Especially how I used to run to shows. You know what I'm saying? And just rushing, hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Just you scrambling, grab this, and then I forgot shit. You know.
Like what I tell you a while ago, every Sunday, and you would think this shit should be together and in order. Every Sunday, I'm going through it before I get here.
Yeah.
And it gets me so frustrated. I try to get myself together before I come through that door because I don't want to bring that energy, but it gets so frustrating because it's like I'm scrambling. Oh my God, I need help to get this in order. I need help to get that in order. But I should, Rolanda, you know what time you want to leave out. You know what time you need to be at XYZ. Every Sunday, nothing changes.
Yeah.
Do this shit the night before or 2 days before even if I had to. But I feel like I can't even do that because I'm so busy having to do so much other stuff in my life and I have zero help.
Yeah.
Zero help when it comes to taking care of business and doing everything else, y'all. And I need help. Like for those who love me and I'm just no, I'm serious. I'm being so honest. Like I need that support.
Yeah.
I need a support system and I need
But see, that's the whole thing. Like you don't realize that you my support system in this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if anybody, you know what I'm saying, I can talk to my wife and I can talk to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have other people, you know what I'm saying, that I can talk to, but like far as like the immediate people right there,
same here.
it's like,
Ron.
you know what I'm saying, I can talk to you.
I know I can talk to
I can talk to my wife because I wake my wife up every morning when I come in from work. And
I would do that
surprisingly,
too.
she was saying
I would do
she
that.
liked that.
And I was that's why I'm saying I would do that.
She loves that shit.
I would
you know what
do
I'm saying?
that.
She loves because we had that time to talk and we talk, you know what I'm saying, the support system. And then during the day, I may talk to you and we'll talk about the everyday hustle and bustle and about the business and stuff like that.
Right.
So I have some, you know, surrounding myself with that support system. I have like little things of trying to diffuse like a situation with me, you know what I'm saying? Like not to, you know what I'm saying, I get mad quick about something, and then I just had that inner voice talk to me like, "Yo, is that worth it?" You know what I'm saying? That you know, I didn't place that person there, and now to just like, you know what I'm saying, like little triggers to diffuse the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like this talk about something I ain't even talk about. Like the other day, right? I come to the door. No, the mailman knock on the door. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, the hell? So I go to the door. It's a bag on my front. With some toilet paper in it, some weed. Check this out, and a loaf of bread and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? So the mail lady was like asking, like, is that yours? I said, nah, I don't know, you know, I don't know what shit is and whatever. So I shut the door. Then I said, I don't know what fuck shit is this. So I grabbed the bag and put it in the front. So I come back in here on the computer. Boom, 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 boom on the door. Dude like, yo, it's a black bag in there.
What?
I'm like, yeah. Yo, that's mine or some shit like that. Why you take the bag off? I said, yo, this is my property.
Why the fuck is you on my property?
This is my property.
Foremost.
So he going back and forth and shit like, yo, that's stealing. I don't know nobody steal from me and all. Yo, a whole bunch of stupid ass shit, right? So I was like, yo, what the fuck? So he going off, yo, that's why people get killed in Baltimore and all that shit. Swear to God, yo.
Exactly.
You know
That's
what
why
I'm
people get killed, and I had the right to shoot your ass, and I would have had
You
the
know
right
what
when
I'm
I went to jail
saying?
because you were my property.
We go back and forth and shit and words and everything,
I'm
right?
sorry.
And he telling me like, you know what I'm saying, oh, yo, that's stealing. Yo, this nigga gonna steal my bag. And I'm saying to myself,
Are
yo,
you
this
kidding
is,
me?
I swear to God. I didn't even never say nothing to my wife. This is the first time I ever said something about it because I felt a different way to deal with this situation. You know what I'm saying? And I was like thinking in my mind, I'm like, this is what I thought about. You never had no property. So you not that type of person. You don't
How about
understand
that?
and you
How
don't
about
respect
that?
the person. And then the way you came off on a person and you about that street shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not the, you know what I'm
But
saying?
what if you would have been really, because y'all don't know wrong about that life.
Yeah,
but
you know what
what
I'm saying?
if you really was on
But-
some shit?
But it wasn't worth it though. You know
Right,
what
but
I'm
I'm just saying that this is
Yeah.
where this is so. What if just for say you could have had the most fucked up morning
Yeah,
ever?
yeah.
What if you just was in this badass attitude? Niggas don't know what you holding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you could have just blew this man brain out. This is why people get killed.
Exactly. But I'm just saying though, but I just thought about it too. I'm like, what you say too, you don't know what this person going through.
What they going through.
Then I
And you
categorize
right.
them
You
to
right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a person, he really truly don't understand the principles of stuff. I pay for this property.
Taxes and all that other shit.
You know what
yes.
I'm saying? I respect,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? You don't have no respect for people property. You thinking everybody in this hood is whatever, is Section 8 or you know what I'm saying, or renting from somebody. This is my property. I pay for all the stuff all around here. You know what I'm saying? You don't own nothing. You would have understood that. You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, like I said, everything in that bag, I could buy it. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to take nothing from nobody.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing in that. I work, the bread that you had, we make that
Nigga,
up
I
in the
make that
spot
shit.
up in where I work at.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it just showed me, too, that I need to get away from this area, too, because it's the mentality of the people that live around here. And then my son has to grow up in this area with these type of people, this mentality.
And then, but you
Not
guys
to say it's, you know, better anyway, grass greener, but it's more of that type of stuff that's going on.
But guess what? And then you think, like his
Suge said she had a whole situation similar. Okay, yeah.
similar
see?
to what, Suge?
Yeah, Suge said she had a
Call up Siobhan White, 410-500-2754.
He was wrong, but they were arguing. That's true. He was wrong and stuff. He didn't understand the point that that's my property.
I think I know the situation. I might know the situation
She
she's
said
talking
she had
about.
a whole similar situation.
I might know the one she's talking
and that's
about.
what tripped me out. But remember, I was telling you anyway that I wanted to move away from this area.
But you know what, too? And that makes you think about, too, just even in the urban areas, the hood areas, as we call them or whatever. I'm going to say the urban areas, not the hood, the urban areas. It's like, okay, what's wrong with them? Is it because they're subjected? Certain people are subjected because most people, you grew up in this area, this is where you live. Is it because you're subjected to living in, but I'm not even going to say subjected to living in an area because it's the people that lives in this area, those areas that make places the way that they are. So it's like, what's wrong? Why?
Mental health. Mental health. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So it's like, but what
that,
can
you know
we
what I'm saying?
do? Just going forward though, like what can a person do to like, so just for saying your community, for people that's like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but then again, it might be too late for some people. Like
It
people
is.
so
It
set
is.
in their
It is.
ways
It
and they
is.
so gone.
It is. You right about that, but it's like what you're saying is like learning yourself, and you know what I'm saying? I could have escalated. I've been out there fighting for what? Fighting.
And right,
You know what I'm saying? For what? You know what I'm saying?
In jail. You got more to lose probably than he did.
Then it's an ongoing issue now. When I come out the door, what I'm seeing, then it's going to be back and forth. You know what I'm saying? If you might see my wife or see my son or whatever. When I'm at work, they might try to do something in the house. So
you right.
the disco,
you right.
all that. I'm everything what you said about me.
You right.
Just go about your business. Know not to leave. Now you know not to leave nothing on my shit no more. You know that now. You know what I'm saying? But
crazy.
It's funny that you have to be like that. But you know what I'm saying? I had to I didn't say nothing, you know, about that until today. And I was thinking about it because I said, how am I deal with this? You know what I'm saying?
You did with it. You did with it great.
Because it's to the point that, like, I guess it's a part of mental health. I heard that I'm saying too that you won't let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? So I finally let that shit go by, you know what I'm saying, just now it's gone.
It's gone. And I like that. You did, though. And you didn't allow it to bother you.
I didn't say nothing to nobody. You know, I ain't even talk to you about it.
Right.
This happened Friday.
Right. Wow. You did good.
What's good, fam?
You ain't get him no energy.
What's going on, family? What's up, Robo? What's up, Jerome?
Hey, Rockbox. Thank you for calling, family.
Hey, I want I want to tell you straight up, man. You can always tell when you're on the positive because somebody that's negative always want to bring you down. But what you did was the right thing, and people got to realize that you can't keep doing things, and in life you got to pay for peace, man.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You
That's
got to pay
right.
for peace. When you want peace, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay for that peace. That means in the area that you live in, that you ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got to worry about
Yeah.
foolishness. I
Yeah, I
mean,
see that
you'll
now.
deal with it in some places, but
Yeah.
you got to pay for peace, man. And once you get that peace in your life, man, you ain't going to let nobody ruin your peace of mind. Because I always tell people, you rather have peace than live in pieces.
Hmm.
That's right.
Hmm.
You
That's
Yeah.
know what I'm
right.
saying? You could live in pieces being around a bunch of negative stuff because they pulling you this way and that way, and you trying to hold yourself together and stop you from being who you used to be. You
Mm.
trying to
Right.
be bigger and greater and
Yeah.
do bigger and better things. But
Yeah.
you can always tell when you're on the right path because somebody negative want to come
Always
around,
testing you.
and people don't realize these drugs and all this stuff that they taking. They turn themselves down, man, and they don't know how this will affect them in the long run.
Mm. Yeah.
That's right.
You know
Yeah.
what
That
I'm
is
saying?
so
So definitely,
true.
I mean, I pray for all these kids nowadays, man, because the future for some of these kids, man, they look at North Avenue and they talk about the people that's nodding and doing all that stuff. But hey,
That's
what
gonna be
comes
them.
around goes
And,
around.
and
Mm.
it's like we don't even have a future though. It's like
Mm.
who's our future? Who? Who?
I
Who?
mean, I
Who?
mean, and if you look at it too, you sit there and as time go on, you'll have people that have graduated and got degrees and everything, working hard for their stuff, and here goes somebody who don't have a sixth grade education or didn't graduate from high school, and they sitting there trying to take what you work
Trying
hard
to take
for.
it from them. Exactly.
Mm.
And then they
Exactly.
get mad and upset if you sit there and defend yourself and you wind up hurting somebody's child or kid. Now the parent want to come out there and say something to you. And where were you at when this kid was out here taking my stuff or breaking in my house or busting my car windows? Where were you at then?
All facts.
But the sad thing
Because
about
you
it,
got to pay for this stuff.
but the sad
Oh,
thing
they
about it though,
counting it
boss,
down.
it wasn't a young kid. It was like
Yeah, it was a grown man.
older type of person. I say at least in his 30s. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
and that's
saying?
the craziest thing because how did he feel comfortable to leave that stuff on your step?
Exactly. And it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Because anytime the male person knocked on the door and asked me, and I came to the door and I looked around and I shut my door, and then I came back a second again and looked around and still wasn't nobody around there. Now you going to come like a couple minutes later talking about your stuff. You was right across the street. And you know what I'm saying? So how was you right across the street? Why would you just leave it there
Why would you
anyway?
leave it there?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the whole thing that I ain't get, you know what I'm saying? And then with the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing. But the scenario made me also think too, where sometimes how I would go off on people. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm like, I was on the other end of somebody rage and shit, and now I know how that like
You know
really
how I
feel.
feel,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Yeah.
it wasn't even worth it. This stuff is real petty because you was returning your stuff. So what's the whole issue? Now you trying to say, oh, somebody's a thief.
But guess
When
what? You
when
was
when people see me go to work every day. You know what I'm saying?
right.
We bring in
Yeah.
Right.
bags in here every
Right.
day. So
Right.
I don't have to steal shit.
Right. Right. Right.
You
But
know?
see, you were a bigger
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
You were a
and that's
man,
the
a
whole
grown
thing.
ass man.
And that's the whole thing that made me realize with myself because once upon a time I would have went back
You
and
would've
forth
went
with the person for what?
right.
It just
Right.
like I said,
Yeah.
it's just to the point that I learned how to weigh it. And I didn't even talk to y'all about it yesterday, and I ain't even talked to Ro about it. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But that's
Like I said,
awesome because
this
that
was
means
my
you gave
way.
it none of your energy
Yeah, exactly.
at all.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So this was my way of like really burning it and killing it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to.
And see, really, and I salute you because that also shows maturity in you.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
You see what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Yep.
That shows definitely maturity because if we did stuff without thinking, we all be in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
and that's what
would.
I'm.
You see what I'm
I'm a
saying?
victim of that. I have done that so much in my life. You know what I'm saying? Just react without
Yeah.
thinking, and it got me in a lot of places that I didn't want to be, in a lot of situations that I couldn't handle. You know what I'm saying? Well, I handled them, but I didn't
And
want to
But
be
you
in
ain't
them.
wanna.
and like
Right.
Rose said, that guy didn't know who he was talking to and who he was dealing with. He don't know your past. He
Right.
don't know
True.
what you did
Right.
and
Oh,
what
he
you
said
done
he
in your
know me
life.
though. That's what his name. He's
Right.
like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm such and such. You know what I'm saying? I know you, but if you knew me, you know I don't steal. So what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't take
Yeah.
people's shit. You know,
He lucky you ain't throw it away in the trash or turn it into the police.
exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Exactly. But you
Because
know,
what if you would have said you put that in the trash? Then what?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
That was on your front. You had that
exactly.
right.
I had that right. You know what I'm saying? It's on my property. But
Man, I just want to tell y'all this is an awesome show. Y'all doing an awesome job. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all keep up y'all job, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Last born, shout out to you, man. Thank you for that knowledge
That's
and that
right.
education on a lot of stuff, man, because we all go through.
yeah,
But it's how
Yes.
we go
true,
through.
Yes.
true. Thank you,
So
Bob.
Thank you
definitely,
so
y'all
much,
keep it up.
Rock, for always showing your support too. We a family. We team. We a team.
Most definitely.
We a
We family,
team.
most definitely. But
Uh,
y'all definitely, y'all finish up y'all show, do what y'all got to do.
Yeah,
Love
'cause it
y'all.
cut us off.
And thank everybody for tuning into the Bmore podcast. Tune into the GGI radio show and the GGI morning show. We always around.
Already.
All right, Box.
Love y'all. Peace.
Love you too.
yeah. But
I love the GGI guys, y'all.
yo, this was another
Yes,
I really, you know
another
what I'm saying? Yeah.
nice episode.
Therapeutic.
Therapeutic. I was gonna say the
All
same
these shows is
thing.
therapeutic, and it's like, yo, I'm
Yes.
telling you, it's like since we then came and brought this show together, it's like I just see how it growed and how I growed, how we grow. You know what I'm saying? From show to show. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
From and
Yeah.
we continue on doing this, man, and
And we
oh
need y'all
man,
support.
I'm just speechless, like you know what I'm saying, on how how this just came. It was just it was just an idea. We just came together and we've been doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Doing it and
We
doing
almost-
it and doing it well.
we
It's like
almost-
y'all know I like to sing.
We're almost there. It's almost close to a year.
Yes, y'all, and I'm telling y'all, big things popping. New year, we speaking it into existence. Starting of the new year, yeah.
Yeah,
We on
I
and
was thinking about
popping.
that. I'm like, dang, bro, we almost
Yup.
been a year
Almost.
with this. You know what
we
I'm saying?
gotta do something hot for March. Come March for our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
We gotta do something
Yeah.
major,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. And
because we have came a long way.
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah, and like I said, since we teamed up, man, you opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Make me realize, like, just being real. You know what I'm saying? It's like throwing up a mask and everything. That mask and it gets you but so far.
We gotta take
You know
that
what I'm saying?
mask
You gotta
off,
take that off
for
and
sure.
really, be who you are. That's like with my wife, accepting me for who I am.
That's right.
Then to
That's
find
right.
people to accept you for who you are, because sometimes you tend to try to act a certain way just for people to like you. But
Yep.
then when you come across people like you, Sleazy, Box, and all them know me, know Jerome, know sometimes Jerome be in some shit, be in some funk, you know what I'm saying? Like you say,
Right.
you with that little funky ass attitude, I
Right.
ain't pay your ass no mind wrong. You know what I'm saying? To be accepted by that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, just love that, man. I just love to have people
Right.
around, genuine people around you that accept me for me, because me dealing with the mental health issues and different things, I was feeling less than a person, you know what I'm saying? Because I had these problems, you know what I'm saying? These anger issues, these ways to express myself. But to have people like, well, I understand and still love
Right.
you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go through the episodes or whatever and rants and shit, but they still love you at
Yep.
the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And I had stopped feeling bad about, going through them things, you know what I'm saying, with myself, to learn how to control them. You know what I'm saying? To learn how to, you know what I'm saying, to put a hold on them. And that's what I've been doing, because I had people in my life like, yo, they love me. You know what I'm saying? They love me. They care about me. You know what I'm saying? I need to care about myself in the same way.
You definitely have
You know
a
what I'm
great
saying?
support system.
Yeah,
we definitely
yeah,
love you.
you know what I'm saying? And that's a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like Last Born said too, that's most definitely a support system.
And that's
and
what
I
I'm
have
saying.
that in y'all, man. And I appreciate it.
You do. You definitely have it in me for sure. I know for a fact I have it in you.
Mm.
And I'm that's what I need as well. I have one or two. I have like 2-3 other people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say two. Well, I'm gonna say 2, maybe 3 other people besides you for the most part that I can say is truly, genuinely, loyally, like really support me, want to see me do
Yeah.
well, nothing but
Yeah.
the best
Yeah.
for me. But other than that, I don't. And we need that. That's
Yeah,
important.
Yeah.
That's important.
And then I say it really is because of what we trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And you have like partnerships, and you have, you know what I'm saying, you have business. We have business. We do our business thing too, but generally outside of this, we
have
still
a
care for each other.
friendship. Yeah,
We still
we
will,
do.
you know what I'm saying,
We do.
interact with people, and that mean a whole lot to me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because that sometimes I feel real inadequate about, you know what I'm saying, about what I'm dealing with or how
Right.
I be, you know what I'm saying? I be real moody sometimes, all
Right.
that like that. And sometimes that will push people away. But y'all haven't, it just seemed like y'all just draw y'all even closer. Like, yo, nigga, I understand, you know what I'm
Because
saying?
we
Like, got me in a
understand
bed
you, and
hug and
that's
shit.
right.
And it's making
Right.
me want to
Right.
really work on myself
Right.
to be a better person, to be a better friend, a
You
better
about to make
husband, a
me
better father.
cry.
You know what I'm saying?
You about
It's
to make
like
me cry.
God put people in your life for a reason. And I think that's why y'all in my life, you know what I'm saying? I swear to God, you know what I'm saying? In these months or whatever years and stuff since y'all in my life, I feel a change. You know what I'm saying? I feel I can conquer anything. You know what I'm saying? I got that support.
And you definitely can. Roman, you're a great person, so you make it easy.
But
You
I
have
can be
those
a
little
great
mood swings sometimes you do.
yeah
And in the beginning when I didn't know you like that, of course it mean like what the fuck is wrong with him? Like
yeah
seriously, but
yeah
it's still like
yeah
it's just something about you. Like you're a genuine great person and you are a very loyal person. Like you
mm,
are. You're a great person.
yeah
You're a great person. You're a
yeah
genuine person and you really do care about others. You really really care about others. You love your wife, you love your son, you love your
mm,
family, like
mm,
you love your team, and like you're a great people like you don't come around a lot. They
yeah
don't. So I think us people that do realize it, like sleazy. I mean, your wife already knows she married you. That's why she snatched you up.
yeah
But people like me, rock boxy, we recognize that. Everybody
yeah
don't recognize how much greatness you are. Like,
yeah
and I don't want to call no names out, but they missed out on the opportunity of having
mm.
a person like you in their life and working with a person like you. So that's their loss.
Yeah, but like I
Seriously.
said, about if I was dealing with the you know what I'm saying, with the mental health thing, it was like I kind of felt inadequate, you know what I'm saying, because with the ranting and shit, and people like, oh, he crazy, and you get that mark
Right.
on you, and I don't want to
Right.
fuck with them, you know what I'm saying. So I felt, you know what I'm saying, like what they said, one of the symptoms, feeling guilty,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So I suffered with that, man, and it's like when y'all seen it and y'all still rocking with me and you know what I'm saying, and I'm expressing and telling, you know what I'm saying, letting y'all know what's going on with me, and y'all still rocking with me.
And that's
And still
why
and that's what makes
communication
me
is
even want to
everything.
try to better the situation, you know what I'm saying, so we can get further. So, you know what I'm saying, and like, yo, ain't nothing like that in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give
Right.
you can't put no price on that shit.
Not at
Nothing. You
all,
know what I'm saying? To
y'all.
have
Not at
genuinely
all.
love. And then it's the thing about it is like it's genuine. It's not fake. When it comes with you, it's nothing fake. You don't, you know what I'm saying, sugarcoat nothing. You like the realest motherfucking person I ever really met in my fucking life.
And
You
that
know what I'm
means a
saying? That
lot that
seriously, that
that you recognize
that
that
you
though,
real as
'cause
shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you gonna give your blunt attitude. You don't give a fuck. It may piss me off, some shit you might say, but you gonna say it. You gonna fucking say it. You don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you feel. And I really like
don't
that,
make
man. You
me
know what I'm saying?
cry.
I really love that shit. You know what I'm saying? To have people in your corner like that, man.
It means a
You know
lot
what I'm saying?
because
I
you give the
really do.
same thing back, and I
And I really,
appreciate you.
but I'm saying, really, that shit really balance a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like sleazy box and all them, the same way, man. It's like, yo, it's like, I get mad with them motherfuckers too. They get on my
Yeah, of
nerves, and
course.
I get on their nerves too. But we generally a family, and I
Yep.
love that, man. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And I just gotta say, yo, I love y'all, man. I love the
Thank
team.
y'all
I
so
love this lady right
much.
here. You know
We
what I'm
love you
saying? I love
too,
everybody
Rome.
that's out. You know what I'm saying?
You
That's
making
tuned
me
into
get
my
teary
show, man. You know what I'm saying? And really, who kicked it off, man? My wife put me in this comfort zone to believe that I can do anything, because I'm telling you, I was believing that I wasn't gonna be shit in life, because I was told that by Mr. Jenkins at Northeast Middle
Yeah,
School
screw you, Mr.
years
Jenkins,
years
if you still
ago, that
alive.
I wouldn't be shit in life, and that kind of hindered me throughout my life. You know what I'm saying? Until I met my wife, and my wife
And his
just,
wife is so
yeah,
awesome. I love
she an
her.
awesome person, man. You know
I
what
love
I'm saying?
her.
And
Talking to her, she remind me of me so
you
much.
know,
It's just so scary.
and then just to have awesome
She's
people in your life,
awesome.
period. Surround yourself by awesome people, man. If people is not there for you or whatever, or always looking for something to get out of you, whatever, get away from them.
And I'm my word to you. My word to myself. Like I'm starting today. I swear to God, I'm making me a list. I'm making me a list. I'm checking it twice. Saying I'm dead serious, and I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it off. I'm trying. I really am in certain parts of my life where I need people. And I know we went over our time. So I'm gonna say this
Yeah.
quick. But it's certain things that I do need help. I need help with certain things. But it's a wrap. All of those people that I know mean me no good. Those people that's draining my energy. It's a wrap. I have to find other resources for things that I do need certain people for. Like I gotta change it. I got to, because if not, I'm gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fucked up mentally. I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah, and thank y'all for tuning in,
Thank y'all
man.
so
You know what I'm saying?
much.
And make sure y'all subscribe to the Be More Open podcast
YouTube,
page. You know what I'm
y'all.
saying? Make sure y'all subscribe. What? Why you
I was just saying because everybody like I subscribed, and y'all didn't. We still only have 42 subscribers. It's been almost a year, y'all. We should be close to 1,000. We almost have 2,000 people. Everybody again, and I'm not bitching or bitter, but everybody want that support. Come to my party, come to my event, follow my page, share my thing, share this. But are you doing it in return?
Yeah.
Like, are you doing it?
Yeah.
Why are y'all following us? If you're not watching or supporting, or like, seriously, what's your purpose? I really want to know that.
True. But you know,
I'd rather have three. Let me just say this one thing.
Okay.
I'd rather have 300 people that are supporting us, that's genuinely supporting us, versus having those numbers of almost 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
I'd rather have 300 people that are liking, subscribing, sharing, interacting, versus just having that number to show that we got so many people. Because what's the purpose of having all of those people if y'all not doing nothing, if it's purposeless? Like.
But you know what? Somebody was talking, coworker was talking to me yesterday, and he was like, you know, we was talking about the different things, and he was like, yeah, Rome, you really dedicated in what you do and everything. He said, but watch when everything start to kick off for you, and watch how many people come out the woodwork. And you know what? That's the day I'm waiting for. Not to be on no old, like, vindictive shit, but I think that will be, like, the really satisfying thing. You know what I'm saying?
Very satisfying.
Satisfying. You know what I'm saying? To show, like, oh, they didn't believe. Now, look. You know, but
we got some things in store for y'all.
Yeah,
we got some things in store.
Most definitely. Thank y'all for tuning in, man, to this show. I really love this show. You know what I'm saying? It's like every show we do, I love it. And just think about it. A week ago, we was at our event. You know what I'm saying? The Halloween event. It was last week.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
And I think everybody that came out for that was
we
had
an awesome time. Awesome time.
Yeah,
we had an awesome time. And this month too is gonna be the end of the year. I mean, end of November. It's gonna be close to the close after Thanksgiving. Right, yeah, because Thanksgiving is 22nd. So we're gonna probably do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So that's gonna be November 25th, y'all. Matter of fact, it's the last Sunday. It's gonna be off the chain. Okay. It's gonna be better than last time. So
yeah, that's my son's birthday too.
It is?
Yeah, November 25th.
Oh, dang. So we're going to have to probably do something else.
Bring him. No. Just bring him to the event.
That'll be cool. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Bring him to the event.
And we can shout him out saying happy birthday.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Because that's my man. Y'all don't know that. That's my little side nigga.
Oh, I'm talking, not him.
Oh.
Not little Chris. That's his birthday, July the 14th. No, my oldest
baby,
boy. Yeah, my oldest boy. You know what I'm saying?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so
that would be awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So,
that would be awesome.
You know, but thank y'all for tuning in, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. We love y'all. Thank you.